Mel Kiper just put out his big board of the best NFL draft prospects in the 2026 NFL Draft. Browns fans, it might be time to take a look at them. I'm going to hop into it with you, tell you the biggest needs, the players that I would love to see in a Cleveland Brown uniform, and we'll get your opinions on it as well, because draft day's coming up sooner than you think, Browns fans. But first, can we hit 60,000 subscribers in November? I know we can, and it'd be electric. In October, we gained over 4,000 new subscribers. You guys are literally the best. You're awesome. How many can we get in November? I bet we can beat the October total. Let's get over 4,000 again, and even more so. We'll be well over 60K when that happens. You guys are the best. I give you free Browns content every single day. All right, one of the names on Mel Kiper's big board is quarterback Dante Moore. He was pretty high up there. In fact, he was literally number one. Ladies and gentlemen, well, the Browns in the market for a quarterback. Well, what we've seen from Dylan Gabriel has not been good at all. And Dante Moore, Kiper's telling us, is the best one available. That's someone you want to see, Browns fans. Well, we got some more stats on him. I mean, he's a bigger quarterback. And so that's something that at least the Cleveland Browns could utilize, right? And guess where he's from? East Cleveland. He's a hometown kid. Balling out at Oregon. This season, look at those numbers. 71.4% completion percentage, 19 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, 171 rating. He's balling out. That's why he's number one on the big board. Do we really want to draft another Oregon quarterback, though? I mean, I'm pretty sure he's backing up Dylan Gabriel at one point. But this is number one if Cleveland were to take a quarterback. The next quarterback on Mel Kiper's big board is Fernando Mendoza. Comes in at number 3 overall in terms of every player in the draft. What's different about Mendoza is he's a bigger quarterback, right? Again, someone that these two at least, maybe a style of quarterback that Cleveland hasn't tried recently. But until we see Shedeur Sanders play, I don't know that I'm in on drafting a quarterback yet and projecting QBs. All the mock drafts have us taking quarterbacks. It's like they don't know about the Cleveland Browns situation. We need way more outside of a quarterback. So, Browns fans, you watch the team just as much as I do. Be the GM. Do you want the Browns to draft a quarterback in the first round? Should we be looking that way? Give me a yes or no in that comment section. Like I said, I want to see Shedeur first. And I think we have way more dire position needs outside the quarterback position on offense. And maybe some of our quarterbacks could be successful if they had receivers, if they had linemen. But all the mock drafts are pointing to quarterbacks. So let me know, yes or no, in the comment section. I got to bring up an Ohio State Buckeye that was on Mel Kiper's big board. Safety Caleb Downs comes in as the 7th best player heading into the draft. Oh, Browns fans, let me just tell you, I'm tempted. Let me just tell you, that guy's sick. And I know defense isn't our biggest need at all right now. Grant Delpit, strong safety, is playing at an all-pro level, to be honest. But we probably won't have Rayshon Jenkins next year. And Downs is electric. Here's what Mel Kiper had to say about him. He diagnoses quickly thanks to excellent pre-snap instincts, and that allows him to play faster than his straight-line speed might suggest. Plus, Downs is solid in coverage, and he's a very reliable open-field tackler. It sounds exactly like someone who would be perfect for Jim Schwartz's man defense. I got to be honest. I'd be so tempted if Caleb Downs is sitting there to put him on that Browns defense that's already one of the best in the league statistically right now. Oh, I want an Ohio State Buckeye, but I don't know. That's our biggest need, folks. I don't know if we're sitting there with an early pick and one of the best receivers or tackles is available. But how do you pass on Caleb Downs? He's such a talent. What do you do? What to do, Browns fans? Do you draft Caleb Downs if he is available? Comment below your thoughts on this idea. I love the idea of bringing in an Ohio State Buckeye, and he's a super talent safety. But that early in the first round, I feel like we have other bigger needs to address. So I'm torn because I'd love it. I wouldn't be mad if we did it, but it wouldn't be my pick to answer the question. All right, next up on Mel Kiper's big board is the best lineman according to Kiper. Spencer Fano, and he specifically is a tackle. Exactly what Cleveland would need. And like I said, he's not only the best tackle on this board, he's the first offensive lineman that's named on Mel Kiper's top 25. And so I'd be looking his way, Cleveland Browns. Kiper had some good things to say about him. Fano started 12 games at left tackle in 2023 before moving to the right side in 2024, and he started 17 games there over 2 seasons. Fano does a great job of keeping his big frame between the pass rusher and his quarterback. He's technically sound and shows good punch to compensate for his lack of ideal arm strength. I think this is the kind of tackle that we need. A versatile tackle who's played both sides, left and right. That 100% is Cleveland's biggest issue right now. Now, the issue is, what do we do with the guards, Joel Bitonio, Wyatt Teller? They're both on contract years. They're not the problem. Our run blocking has been decent. It's pass blocking, and the tackle's getting beat on the edge with ease. So, are we going to go in needing a guard as well if we don't retain Bitonio and or Teller? Well, maybe. But at the moment, Fano, being a versatile tackle, and the Cleveland Browns' biggest issue being tackle, I'd be in on him if he's available with one of our first-round picks, and it's not too high up. Next up, get excited about this one, Browns fans. Carnell Tate. He's number 12 on Kiper's big board, and he has been balling at the Ohio State University. We've had luck with Buckeyes. Ohio State has been wide receiver U lately. Egbuka last year, Garrett Wilson recently as well. Bring me Carnell Tate. He's got 6 touchdowns already this year, 587 yards. He's an athletic freak. Kiper had this to say about him. While most of the college football world focuses on Jeremiah Smith, who I'd also love, but who isn't eligible for the 2026 draft, Tate is putting up some serious numbers and showing why he is a top prospect for this class. Tate has produced big plays on a regular basis, averaging 17 yards per catch this season. He is a precise route runner, has great hands, and displays outstanding body control. And he'll also happily block for ball carriers, which NFL coaches love to see. Love the fundamentals, love the talent, and he's an athletic beast. This catch, October 18th against Wisconsin, there's 2 defenders on him. He rises up, climbs the ladder, makes the snag. This is a touchdown, folks. Went over 100 yards in that game. It was one of his 2 touchdowns that day, and they blew out Wisconsin 34-0. Mismatch. But Carnell Tate, he's showing poise. He's showing ability. Bring me Carnell Tate in Cleveland. I think this is the one that I'm most excited about with how badly we need a wide receiver. I would love for the Jaguars' first-round pick that we acquired to be at a spot where we can draft Carnell Tate, because at the moment, our pick is probably going to be top 5 according to most projections. Now, people are sleeping on us. I think we'll win a couple more games than experts realize. But if the Jags could lose a couple more, and Carnell Tate's available in the teens to 20s range, oh, bring me Carnell Tate. Ohio State University, baby. OH! 1,000 people just said IO. Before we get into more names that Mel Kiper had on his big board that Cleveland could be looking at, I got to tell you about this awesome Cleveland Browns hoodie. I'm wearing it myself. It's that great of a deal. It's over 50% off at chatsports.com/Browns hoodie. It was $70. It's now $28, folks. I mean, seriously. The bosses told me we were doing this deal. I was like, I'll take one. It looks cool. Weather's getting colder. It's comfortable. Chatsports.com/Browns hoodie. I'll put that link in the description and in the comment section. But it's easy to remember. Go to chatsports.com/Browns hoodie. It's only $28. This is a $70 hoodie usually, folks. Take advantage of this awesome deal. Some more first-round targets from the Browns that were on Kiper's big board. Well, the number 6th ranked player on his big board, Mekhi Lemon, is the first wide receiver that Kiper lists out of USC. Personally, though, I'm a little more keen towards the Buckeye Carnell Tate that we can get later. Jordan Tyson on this list as well, and people are saying Jordan Tyson might be the best wide receiver of all wide receivers in this class, but Kiper in his first big board put him at 8, Lemon at 6. But Tyson's a stud. 6'2", 200 pounds. In 2025, through 7 games, he's got 8 touchdowns out of Arizona State. I mean, Tyson, I saw in multiple mock drafts being the first wide receiver off the board. So this could be a name Cleveland looks at towards the top half of the draft, right? If they decide to draft someone like Tyson early and then get a lineman with their pick that could be in the 20s from the Jaguars, okay, you could convince me of that. I would prefer to switch it, though, and get Tate later. We also have a cornerback on this list coming in at number 13 of his top 25, Jermod McCoy out of Tennessee. We have a Tennessee host here named Joey who loves the play of McCoy. And Cleveland obviously traded away Greg Newsome, brought in Tyson Campbell, who's looked pretty good. But CB3 has been up in the air for a while. Seems to be the only place that we get burnt nowadays is Miles Harden. So I don't think it's our biggest need. I don't think he's a first-round pick that we should absolutely key in on. But I'm not going to leave off a corner of this list because that's something that Cleveland should draft at least once at some point during this 2026 NFL Draft. And now our biggest need comes back into play. Francis Mauigoa out of Miami. Now, he's a tackle. I put tackles, not guards necessarily on this list, like I said. And Kiper's pretty high on him as well. Now, he's not number one on the board, but like I said, if he's available later with the Jags pick, this might be the option where, okay, you take a receiver that's highest ranked and then get a tackle a little bit later in the draft. Mel Kiper said he's a true mauler, fun to watch for the way he just destroys pass rushers at the point of attack. He has more than 2,000 snaps at right tackle and has the pass protection skill to stick there. But he could absolutely slide inside and become a Pro Bowl caliber guard of the next level. Mauigoa has allowed 1 sack and blown only 5 run blocks since the start of last season. My main message is draft a tackle, please. However, that is a promising sign that he could switch into guard if we don't have Bitonio or Teller, or if we trade one of them by the trade deadline. So that's what I like about the Miami tackle, is he's also versatile, and he's originally being listed as Cleveland's biggest need, left or right tackle. Just draft one of them. Please, Andrew Berry, do it this time for us. Some other needs that came up on Kiper's big board. Well, at 21, Lenore Sellers, quarterback who was ranked a lot higher going into the season out of South Carolina. A big name to watch. But like I said, this could be a scenario where you take a receiver early or tackle early and then get your quarterback later in the first round. But I don't know that I'm in on taking a quarterback yet. You'll have to stay tuned. Zachariah Branch, wide receiver out of Georgia, where our friend Nick Chubb went. He's a bit of a smaller, fast wide receiver. They drew comparisons to Zay Flowers. Also can be utilized in the return game, which is the only reason I think Cleveland would look at him. They kind of use Gage Larvadan in that way right now. I think we need a big wide receiver, though. I think we need a guy that you could throw it up to and make it easy for any quarterback. So, I do not mind the small, fast wide receivers at all. But I think Isaiah Bond kind of could fill this role for us as well this year. And so that's why someone like Jacoby Lane, who came in at 24 on Kiper's big board, is a 6'4", 200-pound receiver. He's been a massive red zone threat. A lot of his touchdowns have come deep in enemy territory. He did break his foot last season, though, and was recovering from an injury, which is why he's a little bit lower on the big board than he usually would have been. But he's a name to watch, Jacoby Lane, with that late first-round pick or second that the Cleveland Browns have. Finally, the last name on Kiper's list is Caden Proctor, offensive tackle out of Alabama. I like the school he's at in the way that they develop players really well there. He didn't really have the best season before he got to Alabama, though. But when you look at his numbers, his stats, he is 6'7", 366 pounds. And over 6 games, 4 starts, just 1 sack allowed, 29 starts of experience, and every career snap over 3 years has come at left tackle. So Caden Proctor, an experienced tackle, and unfortunately, he kind of reminds me a little bit just how big he is of DeJuan Jones. He's not that fat, though, but he is that style of big tackle that Cleveland would use on the outside. And just because tackle is such a big need that I think if we have not drafted one to the point where we're picking late in the first round, if he's available, you got to get him. You got to get a tackle in the first round. If you don't, it's a failure, in my opinion, so far. Because that is just clearly the biggest need of the Browns. So my opinion, folks, is let's draft a wide receiver and an offensive tackle with our first. In whatever order you want. Use the early pick to get a receiver and get a tackle later? Sure. I think what would be best is if we pick, closer to the top 10, the bottom half of it, pick the best offensive lineman in the draft, and then pray that Carnell Tate's available with our later first-round pick. That's a dream draft for me. I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know about you. But quarterback, I'm not looking at for the first-round pick yet. Let me know what you think. Browns fans, what say you? The most important position for the Browns to draft this year. Is it quarterback? Is it wide receiver? Is it offensive line? Is it cornerback? Or a completely different one? And no, we cannot draft a head coach. So pick a position group that you would want the Cleveland Browns to draft most. Folks, sorry we had to go look at draft time already because Cleveland Browns are playing awful. But the season's not over. I just thought it'd be fun to hop on here when Kiper dropped his big board and Cleveland is going to have 2 first-round picks. So we got to talk about who could be coming in to Cleveland next season. Get hyped up about the new prospects that will be coming up. Subscribe if you love the Cleveland Browns. And if we keep losing, you want me to do more draft content, let me know in that comment section below. But I appreciate all you watching and being subscribed to the family. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you next time.